Listen, alright.
You know, welcome to people.
Hey everyone. Hi. How you doing? So,
You get some good rest yesterday? You're pretty tired from the day before.
What?
Yesterday.
What do you mean? From Sunday?
Mhm.
I wasn't tired Sunday.
You're tired on Monday.
I wasn't tired on Monday.
Yes, you were.
Okay. Alright.
You can tell how sleep deprived and tired someone is, Stef, by how much they yawn at the top of the morning.
I'm not sleep deprived. I wasn't sleep deprived though.
Yes, you were. You
I
go
slept
to sleep.
8.5 hours last night. Oh wait, no, I had sex the other night. Never mind. I got like 5 hours of sleep. Fine.
This is how it usually goes, except he does never come around to the truth. You know?
No, I forgot. But last night I'm very well slept tonight.
That's what I was asking you.
Very well slept.
Feel better?
I'm good. I'm a little sore, but I'm not tired.
Yeah. That's good.
So what do we have on the business block today?
Well, we have a shoot in Brooklyn. It's a new building, and this guy has
It's not
two
a new
apartments.
building.
It's a new building.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's brand new?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it won't be garbage? Okay. I find it harder to photograph older buildings compared to newer ones.
No, Steph, you just like new buildings.
Okay. Okay. The architecture is very different in new buildings compared to older ones.
Which you like.
No, it's easier to shoot newer buildings because it's a more open floor plan.
So we're gonna do that today. And
We kind of got railed on this job.
yeah. Not exactly. I don't mind.
$100 an apartment.
I don't mind. That's way below what we normally do, but I don't mind doing things to get in. Like, nobody starts at the top, you know? Like, this is what is supposed to happen. Like, when you're new in an industry, like, you're supposed to take a couple L's. Like, don't, like, for you guys who are listening and you're new, like, building something new, don't let your ego, like, make you lose out on money. Like, right now, we really could use this money. So, and you're thinking of like, oh, but building your brand and building your this and that, like, Versace wasn't Versace when they first started, you know? So,
Yeah, I guess nobody looks at the beginning.
no.
Nobody cares.
They look at the work itself.
Yeah, at the end. Like where you're at currently.
And it's not even that, like, what makes you luxury is not necessarily your price tag. It's like the quality of the work. It's like, you know, it's a much higher quality, and then you can start charging whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're right.
So I don't want to do that anymore, of like, because if we weren't, we could have, you know, we could have had a lot more money in the account
What do you mean?
if we weren't like thumbing our noses at like certain jobs.
But we're not. We haven't been.
No, we have been 100%. Like, you'd be like, no, we're not doing it for that.
Mm.
So I want to be very careful. Not that we're accepting everything, but I think to get in, so to get into these rooms and to meet these people,
It's just annoying with me because like I know these people are fucking bullshitting a lot of the time.
they're not really bullshitting those stuff, because look, let me break it down for you. If you're gonna rent an apartment for $2,000, right? You have to think of, Jesus Christ, are you gonna shut up with that noise? Fuck me.
No, I won't.
Look.
I refuse.
So if you're gonna rent an apartment for $2,000, Street Easy alone is gonna take like $200 or $300. Your commission on a $2,000 is 1 month, so you're getting $2,000 as a realtor for that. Street Easy is gonna like take like 200 because their prices per day is like fucking out of control. Why? Because it's just them. right? So Street Easy's taking a bunch of money. Craigslist is taking money. Then you have to pay your photographer. Then all the little things that needs to be done around the house. Like, it's like a lot of money. So when they're done with like a rental, that's gonna take forever because like most rentals, I was talking to a realtor yesterday and he was like, most rentals in New York City, it's almost just as much paperwork as buying a fucking house.
Yeah.
It's so much paperwork. And it takes so long.
I'm sorry.
What?
Paperwork.
Oh, inside joke with the paperwork shit. So, you know, it's not that they're like taking us for a joyride. It's like when you're doing like low level rentals, it's a lot. You barely get anything. So I'm not upset about it. It's just that we know that this is not.
I don't mind the price. I just don't like that people aren't honest.
No, you know the bullshitters versus the people who are honest.
Because even this guy yesterday, who we got the job with, is like, oh, you know, he was talking all slow and whatever, but like we all knew like he really needed the photos.
Of course.
And like.
But you know what's
No.
To
And
be
he
honest,
also though, Mark, this guy's like, oh yeah, I have like iPhone photos or anything. Like, you know, I have photos already. I don't really need more photos. I'm like, you fucking know you need photos.
yeah.
You know.
No,
and
but
it's
wait.
like it's like degrading our work.
No, wait.
Because they never say shit. They never say anything. They're not. Because as many times as I heard you in that call be like, but look at our work. Never, not once was that guy like, yes, your work is very good, but I need it for less. He never said that.
No. We already discussed that before, Steph. This was like our third conversation.
Fucking piece of shit.
This is why he doesn't handle that part of the business, because he doesn't understand. But look, me and the guy, we already spoke, and we already established, like he messaged me and he goes, oh my God, this is fantastic. Very expensive, but fantastic work. Fine. But the thing about it is this.
Whores, all of them.
When you say like he knows that he needs it, he really doesn't, because most of these people, they post those iPhone photos. This is what they use for these rentals.
Yes,
Look on there.
Once it looks nice.
I mean, he knows that it could be nicer, but he also knows that I'm not gonna pay $600 for this because like I can use the same photos that I have. Maybe it will take a little bit longer to sell because it's less pretty.
But then you're paying for Street Easy for longer.
But you have to. That's like a necessity. That's like us
For
with the
longer.
Rent. Oh. Well, that's why he wanted to have the conversation, but you kind of have to weigh it, you know?
I'm not upset.
So I understand it from both ends.
I'm a
Because
little
we're
upset
the
that
same.
I wish you gave us a little bit more time in the apartments.
Well, he called me back and he said 3 o'clock.
He said 3?
Yeah.
So you moved it back?
Mm-hmm.
That's no good, Mark. We're only gonna have 2 hours?
Well, it's an open house starting at 6 o'clock. No, 3 hours. He's starting the open house at 6.
He said 5, didn't he?
No, 6.
In just one of the apartments or all 3 of them?
All 3. But what we can do is that I could tell him that, you know, have the people go up to the other 2 while we do the
Well,
third
3
one.
hours should be enough.
Yeah.
An hour in an apartment.
1 hour per place.
Yeah.
Because that place that we did, the
How
last
many
one was
photos does
very
he want?
complicated. Like 5 to 7.
Okay. Per.
Yeah.
I found out something about myself this morning,
What?
business related. And I think it's gonna help me a lot in working with the company and everything. Which is that I used to be like, I'm a photographer, I'm a cinematographer, whatever, and I was putting labels and like, I'm not any of those things because I don't care that much to do. I'm not a master at any of these things. I'm just good at them. You know, I'm really good at learning new skills and adapting. So I think a shift in mindset helps a lot. Yesterday, for example, I don't know if I should wait until the other part of this conversation to talk about this stuff, but
Maybe you should.
huh?
Maybe you should.
Okay. Let's get back to what we're doing today, and then we'll jump back into it.
Yeah. So that was very, very interesting, like navigating that conversation yesterday. That's pretty interesting. Kiwi Tech.
You
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's the accelerator that we that is interested in working with us. Last week I got an email from the guy. he said he wants to follow up. I haven't scheduled it yet because I want to sit in on the talk first.
No. What's
So
the talk?
the thing we're doing today. So we have one of their demo days for VC investors and everything like that.
What's a demo day?
Is today. Jesus Christ, Mark. I'm getting to it.
I'm
getting to it.
Stef, you use technical terms all the time and you don't explain. And if somebody like me is watching, they'll be like super lost. Like, what's a demo day? Oh, maybe it doesn't relate to me, and it does.
It does relate to you. Demo days are when, like, an accelerator, an incubator, or one of those companies, they are gonna grab a few of their startups in whatever that demo day is relating to, and then they're going to have like 3 or 4 startups like basically throw up their pitch deck and present their work and present their company to a panel of VCs, venture capitalists. If that's too technical. And hopefully they get some investment. So they're, in A stage funding, B, C, whatever it is, but they're hoping to get some funding in exchange for some equity of their company. And yeah. That's basically it.
It's really exciting because we want to see how this goes, because we know that where our company's going, people are definitely going to want to jump on.
And it's just like, we just are bigger than other companies, like in mindset.
Yeah.
Like a lot of companies just want little things, and it's like small risk, small reward. Mm-hmm. But with us, it's like, I'd say, moderate risk, because it's a very big thing, but very, very high reward.
I would say very low risk.
Yeah, it kind of is. But like, you can't, I don't know, I felt weird saying low risk, high reward, because it's like a lot of the time that doesn't exist. But I mean, for them though, from their point of view, it's kind of high risk because it's our first time running a company. We're very young. It's a new product.
So what's the risk? The people behind it, or the product or service itself?
No, I think it's the people behind it right now.
Okay.
It's like, we're just unproven. It doesn't mean but yeah. So that's happening.
So we're very, very excited to sit in on this today.
Yeah. Oh my God, I realized why the camera turned off last time. And I don't think it was because of the battery. I think it's because I forgot to turn its idle off, to turn its timer off.
Is it off now?
No.
So you want to do it?
But then I would pause the recording, I think, for a second.
Oh, so we'll remember for tomorrow then.
No, but it's gonna turn off anyways.
Okay, so go ahead.
1 second. Move. Do something. Okay.
It's doing now. Can we just talk? Disable the auto off timer. Now the only thing that's gonna go off is the light. Anyway.
1 step closer. Did you raise it?
Yes.
Why?
Because you couldn't see it, Stef. The whole thing was at
No,
the
Mark.
base of the thing right
That's
here.
how it is, because now you can't see it because the microphone's in the middle of it. That's why I had it so low.
So maybe we can put it high. Stef, it's better to... Fine. There. This is how we had it. Great. Now we can all see it. And it's all gonna be better. Fine. Fine. Wanna be a bitch?
This guy just does shit. Nobody asks him to.
No.
Nobody
It's
asked.
fine. It's
Nobody's
fine.
saying shit.
It's fine.
Nobody said anything. Just fucking leave it. Lower, Mark. Lower. Lower.
This is exactly... It was where I had it just now. See? Now we can all see it.
Nobody's asking him to touch
Stef,
shit.
all of it is blocked right here.
Nobody's
You can't even
asking
see
him
the
to
bottom
touch
of the
shit.
thing.
He's just touching things, doing things, fucking.
Anyway. So the Kiwi Tech thing is happening today. There's another pitch day tomorrow or demo day tomorrow.
You want to touch a
Today's
few
the-
more things?
Today is the women.
Then
And
tomorrow's
tomorrow
health.
is health, like people in the health
Wellness.
industry.
So we're gonna sit through that, and then I will schedule the call with the guy after if we like what we see.
Hopefully we do.
Hopefully, it'll be very fun.
Why don't you put the microphone over there and then stretch it here so that we can get more of the artwork? It doesn't make any sense that you
Just
can
stop
barely
talking.
see it. You see, this is what he does to me all the time, and then you know what always happens? We always end up looking back into my way, and it made sense because he
I
wasn't
don't want to
even
do
thinking
that.
about the
I
art.
do not want to do that.
Why not?
Because it's gonna look on. It's not gonna be symmetrical, and the microphone's gonna fall over. I don't have a sandbag for it, and I need an actual C-stand if I'm gonna put it overhead.
So this is your solution?
It's fine. You can actually see it fine in the thing.
Because I'm looking at the monitor right now and I can't see shit.
Yes, you
First
can
of all,
s-
half of it is covered. So this is half of the thing, and it's
Oh
like
my
coming in
God!
in
Is this really the
between.
time for this conversation?
All right, fine. So the Kiwi Tech, that's happening. It's very, very exciting because I would love to get in there and get some money, get this thing going. So Kim, yesterday, I went to do her styling, which was very, very fun. She's a very simple girl. Her husband is very, very lucky. She's not fussy about her clothes at all. So we were able to we want 5 looks for her. Oh, can you send her like a write-up of what you'd like her to do? Because the only thing that she is like pretty positive about is that she wants to do one with her family. So they have like a family picture where it was taken on a phone, but it's like all 4 of them, her, the husband, and the 2 boys, and they were like walking down the street, and they look like a happy family, like they were laughing and stuff, and she wants to recreate that. So we need to incorporate that, but then 4 other pictures or 4 other scenarios. So if you could like send her like a little write-up of like what you'd like
Coffee
it to be.
shop with her working, walking outside by herself, in a place like in a home,
Like showing.
Yeah, either her own home or whatever, and then so that's what 4 looks already, 3 looks.
And 1 more.
I don't know.
So yeah, in front of like a brownstone or something.
No.
No. She wants something that
With
is
a
gonna
client.
show.
With a client.
She wants something that's gonna show that it is
Yeah.
Harlem.
Oh.
Yeah. Because the image that she wants to portray, according to what she's telling me, is that we're New Yorkers. We're native New Yorkers. We're not going anywhere. New York is not gonna go anywhere. We're the most resilient city, and it will bounce back. So please keep coming
Please
here.
stay.
Please stay.
Don't leave.
And don't leave. And if you're planning on coming and then you're about to change your mind, don't change your mind. Come. So that's what. So she wants it to be very Harlem.
What's Harlem about?
Coffee shops, like maybe certain iconic coffee shops.
Her
Brownstones.
eating waffles and and chicken.
That's mildly racist.
No, it's what. It's Harlem's known for its soul food. I don't know what.
Is soul food chicken and waffles? That's not soul food.
It's part of soul food.
Hey Siri, what's soul food? What is soul food?
Hey Google.
Soul Food Music Distribution GmbH
What is
a
soul
German
food?
company distributing music and computer games.
According to Wikipedia, soul food is an ethnic cuisine traditionally prepared and eaten by African Americans in the southern United States.
You see any waffles there?
I see chicken,
Okay.
and I see fried ass shit. So basically waffles and chicken.
Oh my god. Steph, just be quiet. Please, before you get yourself cancelled. Anyway. I don't know where to go from there. Let's just move on. So Kim was like, so I put the 5 looks together for her. She has a couple pieces that she needs to buy. We're also like trying to figure that out before. So she has a client because she's also a realtor. So she has a client who is needs to see a couple of apartments this week. So she's like trying to figure it out. We would like her to shoot on Sunday so that we can get that money before the end of the month. But she's thinking the first week of October, which is still great. You know, we'll have that. That's like our whole rent money. So we'll just like put that in the rental aisle or whatever. But, you know, we'll see how it works out. We can survive if we don't get that money.
Barely.
No.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We can survive if we don't get it, but it would be easier if we did.
I'm gonna go back to 0 if we don't get it though.
So I would really, really like for us to get it. So Kim, please get your shit together. Oh my God, what are we gonna do when this show gets big and we can't like say the names because maybe the person's watching? Oh my fucking God! You wanna know who I saw yesterday on the streets of Harlem? The fucking guy, I'm not even gonna call his name. The fucking guy from Halstead who was supposed to give us that big listing and he didn't.
Who?
Yeah. Saw him yesterday on the streets. I was like, I saw him from so far away.
Oh my God, Mark's
Yep.
fucking tingly vision, his bitch vision.
I saw him from so far
Mark's
away.
bitch vision turned on.
And I just walked up to him and I was like, hey! And he's like, hi! Oh my God!
Did you
He's
fucking
so
call
tall.
him out?
Yeah, of course.
Mark went, hey!
Hey! He's so tall. He's like 6'4" and very, very thin.
Fucking
His
piece of
legs
shit.
are like toothpick.
You tell him that? You fucking kick him in the fucking
I
toothpick
told him that
legs?
he looked good. He dresses really well.
Fucking toothpick.
Yeah, his toothpick's like, you'll be like, get me a martini. He goes, here!
The longest toes in the world.
Oh, stop it. Why would you bring that up? You're so disgusting. Oh, I fucking hate feet. Oh!
Mark, like toes the length of your fingers.
Okay, Stop it, please.
He hates feet. He fucking hates feet.
Okay, so anyway, I saw that guy in the streets of Harlem. Oh, I'm gonna throw up. And he was
Remember
like,
that woman on the
oh,
train?
you know, like, let's not. He's like, oh yeah, you know, I really want to work with you, even though that deal fell through. He said it wasn't him, which he had explained to me before. He was like, the developer didn't want to use that company anymore, so they gave the deal to somebody else, so he couldn't use me. But I was like, yeah, but you were like trying to fucking lowball me. And he was like, no, I wasn't lowballing you. It's just that it's a lot of money. You know, I was just like, all right, fine, whatever. And he's like, but we're definitely gonna get together, so I want to sit down with him. He's kind of like a douchebag, I can tell. But like, you
With
know.
his fucking long toes. Remember that woman on the train? Coming back from Rockaway?
I know your weak spot, Stef. So keep pushing. Keep pushing. Okay. Anyway,
Sorry, Mark. If I push, I bounce back.
you have to do the laugh. You Pillsbury Doughboy. Hear that? Because you're fucking doughy. Anyway. So for BNI today, one of my BNI brothers texts me. You know what I learned yesterday? I had a Zoom meeting with one of my realtors from BNI. You know what he told me? He told me he didn't know that we did staging with furniture and shit. He thought we just provided art.
From your BNI?
Yes. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like every week. So I was like blaming myself. I was in a whole spiral yesterday. I was like, is this why I'm not getting any fucking jobs? Because like, or getting any referrals from these people in BNI. I get referrals, but like from these people in BNI because like they think that they don't understand the service. Every time I talk to somebody, are you gonna pick your face the entire time?
I'm sorry.
They don't understand what I do. Is like maybe I'm not doing a good job of explaining. So I was just like, now I have to figure out and rework my whole thing.
Are you listed properly?
So me and Dan were talking about this. Dan is the president. He's like, there's not a section for me. Because the service that we provide is new, it's innovative, it doesn't exist. And it encompasses a lot of different. It's really cold in here, man.
No, it's not.
excuse me. It encompasses a lot of different seats. Because normally one person would do photo, another person would do video, and another person would do staging, and we do the whole thing. And then like an art company is exactly what it is, an art company. So it's like there's not a classification for what we do in BNI. So I think maybe I'm gonna, and even when I was speaking to Dan, the president, he was like, oh, I didn't know that you did. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I was like, what? So.
Your pitch, oh, there it goes.
Don't say anything about my pitch, Stef. It's the people. They're not paying attention. The pitch is fine. I'm gonna have to rework it, obviously.
You
since
should
they
be
don't
like, you
understand
should, oh, so then the pitch is clearly not fine if they don't understand it.
Stef, I say photo, video, 3D, and staging. This guy's saying that he didn't know that I did furniture staging. What other fucking staging could there be?
Virtual?
He wasn't even talking about virtual. He was saying he thought we just provided art. I was like, but I said staging. And he's like, oh, sorry. And then he's like, oh, I know a couple of people like who would love to work with you. I was like,
You should, every time when you start your pitch, you should be like, all right, everyone, listen up. Come back to your desks. Sit down and listen.
that's exactly what I'm gonna do today, I swear.
You should do that. You should absolutely do that. Or like, everyone, actually pay attention for my thing, because I heard a bunch of you motherfuckers don't know what the fuck I do.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that told you to not swear? And you motherfuckers, shut up about your swearing shit. Go talk
Oh
to your
my
wife
God.
that way.
Wait, you wanna know something funny? When I was talking to him,
I'm not
every
offensive
second
to
word,
him. What?
every second word was fuck.
When I was talking to you, when you were talking
Because
to
I
him?
had a one-to-one with him late last week.
With that guy.
Yep.
And you swore out, did you do it on
Well,
purpose?
of course.
I love it.
He's a corporate lawyer in New York City. Like, what are we talking about? Who swears more than you? You're like literally the fucking bottom feeder.
Yeah, right? Corporate lawyer. Fucking bitch.
Stop it.
Stop.
Anyway.
saying them. He was just trying to put someone down because he's fucking sad about his own
No,
life.
I think what it is that there were visitors in the chapter, and it's like, oh, let's just keep it professional. Keep
And you
it
can't
decorum,
swear?
And this and that.
Part of being professional is swearing.
I don't know, man.
That's how you close the deal. You drop a few fucks in there. Professional. Bullshit. Fuck you. Anyways.
So that was crazy.
So you should actually say that. You should be like, hey, I know none of you guys are actually listening to what I do. Here it is. I do and you should put staging first. You're like, I do all-in-one services, which include actual physical staging.
I'm gonna let you do the pitch.
I can do it.
Okay. I'll put you on. I'll call you when it's my turn, and I'll put you on. You know the girl?
He's joking.
No, I'm not actually. You know the girl who maybe if they see a fresh face, maybe they'll respond to that white skin.
Maybe I'm just better looking.
Maybe. The people who the girl who was supposed to set up that meeting for us, the realtor, she's leaving the group.
What meeting?
The with Triple Mint.
Oh, why? What? Fuck her.
She's leaving.
She was just fucking jerking you along the whole
I don't
for
give a
months.
Fuck her.
You should tell her to fuck her.
Yeah.
To go fuck herself.
Yeah. So Dan told me that,
Piece of shit.
and
I hate business people, man. Like they're
Yeah,
so
they're
shitty.
not-
I
they're
fucking
really
hate that.
shitty.
I can't wait until we're big and like we don't have to fucking deal with anybody's bullshit.
yeah.
Like, if you promise something or you say something and you don't follow through, I'm gonna destroy your life. Even if it's something small, I'm just gonna do it because you're not worth my time.
Yeah.
Well, you are worth my time clearly, but because
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking do everything in my power to destroy you.
Yeah.
But just for being annoying, like I can't take it. I really can't. It's so infuriating.
It really is infuriating.
Because you follow through with we follow through with everything we say, every time.
Yeah.
And these people are just fucking jerk offs. They're not serious people. They're just like,
And it's not even that they're not.
They're
serious. It's
trudging
very-
along.
It's very self-centered. It's like everything. If it doesn't benefit me directly, I don't want to do it. And it's like,
no. They just
Why?
trudge along in life, barely making it, you know, like, and hopefully they find some form of success. And it's just like all
No,
for
they're
themselves.
ambitious people. They're
Fuck
ambitious
you.
people.
Fuck them. And if you're that way, fuck you too.
Yeah.
I'm so infuriated by that shit, Mark. I really am.
Yeah.
It's so infuriating.
I don't
If you do
understand
that
it
to me
either.
in the real world, and I'm fucking mark my word, I'm going to destroy your life when I'm big.
When since you talking like that?
I'm reading personal development books, and they tell me these things are good. I'm just done, Mark. It's just I'm war torn, battered and beaten.
Who battered you?
These fucking people.
Yeah, it's not good. If you say you're gonna do something, just do it. And not everything. Goodwill is a thing too. You know, if you do something nice for somebody else, that's why, like,
Karma.
you know, like, I'm saying, like, with this some of the stuff that we're about to do, I understand that it is like not at our level, like the price point is not right, it's not a match, but I think it's like goodwill that you're building for yourself, and it's like, as long as you know the limits of like being a joke versus like building the business, I think you'll be fine.
It's also like, it's not, I don't care if we lose out on business, or like if like the person sets up a meeting and like it doesn't go well or something like that. But if you say you're gonna do something and don't follow through with it, you deserve to be put in a fucking hole.
Yeah. And then the worst thing about it is that what we're planning on doing, like the stuff that we're in the pipeline, a lot of these people are gonna come groveling.
Fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah. So.
Then these stagers that are fucking with us, I'm not gonna call her out yet.
We should talk about that tomorrow.
Free ass art.
We should
Fucking
talk about.
piece
I'm gonna
of
put
shit.
that to talk about tomorrow. What's her name again?
You know her name.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that tomorrow.
LSW.
Anyway, speaking of LSW, I learned something about myself today. You have said to me many times that I'm not an empathetic person.
Okay.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
Because sympathy is like you feel sorry for the person, you help them. But empathy is when you can put yourself in that person's shoes.
You never can, Mark, because you would never be in that position. You can't do it.
That's not true. You always say that about yourself, that, oh, that will never happen to me, so I can't even fathom like that scenario. And I've always said, we're all 3 steps away from being the guy on the street, or from being like in a really, really bad, just 3 mistakes. And I think because of that, I'm very, very grateful. And
That's not what empathy is, Mark.
empathy is being able to put yourself in that person's shoes.
Okay.
And that's what I do, and I think that's what makes me so grateful, because I know it could be very easily me. And luck plays like a huge role in my life, and I am constantly aware of how lucky I am.
I think that's logic, not empathy, but yeah.
What do you call empathy?
I think it's a little bit different, but it's a feeling. Empathy is a feeling.
But I feel that very genuinely, which
That
is
you're
why I'm
lucky?
so grateful. No, because I know it could be me, and I know that like I can put myself in that person's shoe, which is why I feel so heavily about helping people who didn't have the same privilege, or don't have the same privileges as me, or didn't have the same fortune as me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was listening to Chelsea today, and she was just like, "Oh, I'm not empathetic. I'm sympathetic." You know, because the guy, I'm reading this book, "Life Will Be the Death of Me" by Chelsea Handler, whom I love so much. I've been obsessed with her ever since like Chelsea Lately days, and so she's finally in therapy, in like serious therapy, and she's like going through the entire arc of what that was and like how she found this guy and how it's been working out for her. Because she had a whole meltdown when Trump got elected, and it was like it brought up a lot of stuff that she had buried. So a big part of it is like she's very kind and very giving, very generous, but it's like out of sympathy. And because she has so much, like she has this like huge excess and she doesn't care about money, it's easy for her to give it away. But she realized that in doing this work with the therapist that she wasn't empathetic. So, and I was like looking at myself, because I trust the people around me and I trust Stef, and he always has opinions and everything. And he always tells me that I'm not like an empathetic person. I don't think it's true. It was a very mind-opening day today. I was as I was thinking about this.
I still don't think you're very empathetic.
That's all right. And then they talk about the Enneagram, about the different personalities, and
Which
what
is
you
not a
call
bad
them.
thing. I just want to say, I don't think that's like a negative with you.
It's all right. And stuff. So the Enneagram thing was like very, very interesting to me too, because the way it was developed first, it's like it shows like you're predisposed to certain things since birth. So it's like 3 different major dispositions, like anger, depression or sadness, and I think it's like excitement or joy or something like that. Like I forgot the third one.
Yeah.
It's like anger is in your mind, sadness is in your heart, and the other thing is in your gut. I don't remember the third one. I have to go back and listen to that because it was very important. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the thing that you wanted to talk about earlier?
Oh.
So he's only interested when it's about himself. So let's, for the sake of it being a conversation, I'll let him. So go ahead.
I don't know where to go from there. It's like
It's all right, Stef.
whatever.
When you go back and watch it, you'll see how checked out you were in the last 5 minutes as I was talking.
Okay. That's probably true.
So let's just talk about you. It's way more interesting.
I want to talk more about I want to talk about your experience yesterday
What?
in the ocean.
Why?
Huh?
That's not what you were saying earlier. You were saying something and then you said if you should save it, and I say yes, save it. So here it is.
Can I ask you about that though?
Oh sure. It was fun. I'm practicing my treading and my swimming and everything
How did it
because
go?
I learned I can't swim.
Did you learn anything new?
Yeah.
What?
I think I'm learning about buoyancy and like how much air I'm supposed to have in my body to keep me above water, and it's like different levels for different people. So I'm like learning my levels, and I'm learning how to keep my composure if I find myself in a bad spot. So it was very interesting.
I got pretty trashed yesterday. I started drowning
Yeah.
a little bit. I didn't freak out, but like I could tell my breath was like pretty low, but I couldn't get up because it was still tumbling me.
Well.
I went straight over a falls. I like had to do the whole into a ball thing, and it just kept rolling me.
Whoa.
It was a big wave. But I got up and I was just laughing the whole time. I find it very funny when I eat shit. It makes me laugh because it's like fuck. And you have like this oh shit moment where you're like going over the falls and you're like, there's nothing I can do. Yeah. Oh, what I was saying. With the thing about photography and stuff, it's like not like figuring out the correct label and like the mentality thing. Also, I checked out because you had already told me these things, so I didn't need to listen to any of that shit.
No, I'm laughing. You were like, oh, tell me about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I started telling you in like 30 seconds and it went back to yourself.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. You weren't going anywhere with it. You just did the surface level. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. So let's move on to something more interesting.
Yes, let's do that. So
This is our relationship, you guys. It's good.
No, it's not.
I like it.
Okay. So yeah, I found out something interesting, which was that it's all about like what you do with your own mind and how you see yourself and how you perceive yourself and like mental blockings and limits and stuff. And I found that out. I've been thinking about it a lot. It's like, what blocks am I putting on my own self that are holding me back?
That's
So-
good.
So, for example, an easy way for me to have started it was with the surfing, because I used to think that it's like, oh, like some people are really good and then like I'm here, like it's gonna take me years to get there, and it's like it's slowing down my progression. And I was really working to get rid of that while I was out in the water. And yesterday I was like dropping in on bombs, and like forever I was like, how do people like grab the rail of their board, like grab and hold onto it and pull in? And then yesterday I just did it.
And you did it.
I like just tucked in and I stayed right on top, and I was like holding on, and the whole time like I grabbed it, I'm like, I'm doing this. I'm like holding onto the, and it was just like a really big moment for me. I was like, oh, it's like all in your head, completely. It's like everything you do, it's like you put your own limits. So it's just a matter of changing perspective and changing how I look at things, and I think that's gonna help me advance a lot faster. Like, because I'm not a photographer, and I'm not a cinematographer, and I'm not a fucking web developer. I'm not those things. Those are just skills that I have because I'm an entrepreneur. And like I can do those things. But I'm not because I don't master these things. It's not like my career. I just do them because I need to learn those skills for my actual thing. So I think that's interesting.
But you see, like, this is what I keep saying, Stef, and nobody's like, I wouldn't say nobody, but you don't take me seriously when I say it. It's like with the sex and sexuality thing. It's like you put labels on yourself, and it's all self-imposed. Like, you tell yourself, like, I don't do this. This is not what I do. And it's like, but why? I don't know. It's just not what I do. Have you ever tried it? No. So how do you know it's not what you do? I just know. It's like, but that doesn't make any sense. I was talking to Michael about the same thing last night, about like self-imposed limits. And most of the things that we can't do, it's not because we physically or emotionally or are incapable in some way. It's just like you tell yourself that you can't do it, or not yet. Why don't you have any money? Because like, oh, because of this and that. It's like, but why? I don't know. I just don't yet. And it's like, who told you that? It's like when you hear like certain people say like, oh, I'm not qualified for that. It's like, but why? It's like, I don't know. I just know I'm not. And it's like, well, who told you these things? It's like, oh, I told it to myself. And it just doesn't make any sense. And I always come back to this thing of like Jordan Peterson, where he says, if you take like most of your ideals and you put it under the microscope, you realize that number one, you don't believe this shit, and number two, it's just not fucking true. And these are things that you believe about yourself, but you never put it under the microscope because you're so sure that it is true.
Yeah. Do you have anything like that?
So many things, and I'm putting them one at a time under the thing. I'm like, these things aren't true.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It's big.
But
it's a really big step.
It's a huge step because you're afraid, because it's like, this
It's not
is
even
my
you're afraid.
identity.
It's not even you're afraid. That with the sexuality thing, that's a little different because a lot of people are afraid. But I think it's more like you're just holding yourself back.
I think it's afraid.
No. It's like I don't think it's afraid. Like if you're like, oh, I don't know if I can learn this skill because of this. It's like not because of fear. It's because like you have told yourself you can't do it, and I don't think that's fear.
Yes, Steph, it is fear, because like if I tell myself that I can't do it, then I'm in my comfort zone, which is safe. But if I go outside of that, I am unsafe. So it's fear.
Maybe. All right.
Yeah. So and it's true for everything. It's like sometimes you hear people, one of the saddest days for me living in America, it's like Black Americans and immigrant Black people are very, very different. Because immigrant black people, we're coming to the land of plenty. We're coming to the land of opportunity. So it's like everything is possible. Like, oh my God, I'm finally in America. I'm gonna achieve.
Yeah.
And then black Americans,
You come with goals.
yeah, right? Black Americans, like, and this is not true for everyone, so I'm not like saying generic shit, but a lot of people who are native, you know, to here,
I'd say immigrants in general, though, not only, especially black
sure,
immigrants.
but I'm talking about black
yeah,
people.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So the black people who were born here, they're like, oh no, I can't achieve that. I can't do this. I can't go to that school. I can't work at this place. And it's like, who told you that? It's like, oh, but you don't see anybody like me in there. And it's like, wherever did you get that? Like, stop it. Like, one guy, the saddest day for me, I was doing delivery with this company, and this guy, like, he had a delivery in this like super fancy apartment in like the Upper East Side, and he goes, oh my God, I couldn't fucking wait to get out of there. I was like, well, why? He's like, I don't belong there. Like, I just knew I didn't belong there. I don't look like any of the people who were there, this and that. And he said it with such earnestness, and I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's never gonna accomplish anything more than right here where he's at, because he doesn't believe that he can. You know, and it's just so sad. Like, I learned in network marketing that if you think you can't, you can't. And if you think you can, you're halfway there. And it's just so true. And so for like across the board, like whatever we tell ourselves that we can't do, or this is not who I am, and I get it, it's like your identity. So it's like you use your identity to belong to your group, to identify yourself, and to be safe with your people. Because if I'm wearing red hats and we're all wearing red hats, then I'm fine. But if I'm wearing a red hat and we're all wearing black hats, then I'm outside. And Homo sapiens are like social animals, so we don't want to be outside.
Yeah.
And it's just like this fucking,
Yeah.
you know?
The biggest thing, it's interesting because it's like there's certain things in my life where like I don't put limits on myself. It's just because I don't think about it, and like I don't do it purposefully, because I constantly try to be uncomfortable and outside of the box.
Yeah.
Like I'm constantly doing it. So I wouldn't say it's fear for me, at least personally, because I'm not afraid to do certain things. I'm just I think I just put limits on myself of like how fast I'm able to learn something.
Yeah.
So there's like certain skills that I can look at, and then, for example, like photography or something, like real estate photography. There was no limit in my head that's like, oh, you can't do that. So I like learned it immediately.
Yeah.
And it was just easy. I'm like, oh, you just do this, this, and this, and then you're fine, and it's done. But with like surfing or something, it's like I was like, oh, you have to be like doing this for 30 years to be able to do that kind of stuff. It's like, that's just not true.
Yeah.
It's like all in your head, or like other things too. And I think I still have that a little bit towards like success. It's like maybe I think a little bit in my head, I'm like, I'm not ready for it yet. You know what I mean? So I just have to nip that in the bud. Nip it at the bud. Nip it in the butt. Nip it in the butt. Mark, nip it. In the butt. Bud.
But I think with the success, it's like a little bit different, because if you have like, the biggest problem would be like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
If you're still dealing with like a lot of imposter and like confidence shit, you're not ready. Even if it comes, it's not good. It's gonna go away, because you're gonna self-sabotage, because you believe that you didn't earn it, you don't deserve it, and you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So those things you have to, it's like surfing, you know, if you can't swim, that's bad news. You get out there on a big day, or even a medium-sized day, or a small day, and you can't swim, you're done. So, you know, like those things, you have to get those skills right. And you really, really, not master, but like, you have to get to at least the advanced level.
Yeah.
Because when you go into certain rooms and like everybody has like a college degree, and everybody's like older, and everybody's like successful in other areas and shit, it's gonna take a toll on you, and it's not gonna be good. That's the equivalent to a big day, you know. And if you're looking at these people and you're like, oh, I'm out of my element, I'm drowning,
Yeah.
it's over.
Because then you can't think.
You know, you just know you don't
It's
fit
a
in.
slower death.
Very slow death.
So you don't feel it the same. It's not like when you're actually drowning, but like it's the same thing
Yeah.
is happening. It's like a very slow, like the analogy would be like the lobster in the pot. It's like if the water's warming up slowly, you won't find out until it's too late. A frog in a pot.
It's like but you see it happening to yourself. It's kind of like how you know you're drowning. It's like you see it happening to yourself. You see your self-image taking a nosedive and you're getting smaller and smaller in your chair.
Yeah.
And it's just a bad situation. Like you just don't want that. So I don't know, man.
It's hard. Improving is hard.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. But I think if you have a good teacher, you're fine. And if you're like, if you feel safe, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think that's like the key.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, if the person helping me, I don't believe that they have their shit together, they cannot help me. That's why with my therapist, I don't know anything about her. Like I don't want to know you. Because the minute I know, once there's a crack in your armor, you can't teach me anything. And I mean, that's not.
I'm like that.
It's not entirely true, because I know that all humans are like prone to foibles, and we're all flawed. So it's not entirely true.
Yeah.
But for the purpose of my therapy, I do not want to know anything about my person. But like a coach, like Paul taught me a lot of shit. Mark Amos taught me a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And Michael has taught me everything I know. Nailene, everything I know. And I know those people. They're my friends, so I know their flaws. But I'm still able to like humble myself and learn. And I think that was a skill set in itself that I had to learn.
I'm pretty bad at that too.
Yeah.
If I see somebody's weak in some place, it's just like over for me.
Yeah.
Because especially if it's in the place that you're teaching me.
Oh. Yeah.
Like if you fuck up and you say some shit that doesn't belong there, and the thing is, like, I like to learn on my own, so like I'll find out shit even if I can't implement it yet. I'll know it, and if you say that thing, it's like it's over. I can't learn I just can't.
But you see, like for me, in situations like that, my logic takes over, and I'm like, okay, there's certain things you can learn on your own, but there's certain things that you need guidance.
Yeah.
Like relationships, you can learn that by yourself. You can, but it's gonna take you 10 relationships
or more, and usually you don't learn.
5 marriages, 3 or 4 marriages,
and you still don't learn.
But if you have somebody who has what you want and you're willing to, I mean, their relationship is not going to be perfect. They probably cheated on their wives, or as a wife, she probably, did something bad.
What?
Like if you're learning from a guy, he's probably cheated on his wife. What?
That's so weird.
Why is that weird?
No, that's probably not true. Why would you say that?
Why would I say what? I don't understand.
Probably cheated on his wife if they have a good relationship.
Jay-Z and Beyonce has a phenomenal marriage, and he cheated on his wife. But there's a lot that you can learn about relationships from Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay.
There are very, very few men who haven't cheated on their wives, Stef. I'm pretty sure your dad has cheated on your mom.
No.
On your stepmom.
Definitely not.
All right.
My dad is an incredibly principled man.
Okay. I know a lot of incredible principled people, and they've done bad things.
You can ask him. He'll tell you.
He won't tell me. Who's going to admit, like, yes, I cheated on my wife? There's no person. I don't believe that there's one man on this earth who haven't fucking cheated on their wives. Okay. It's just not possible. There's no one pussy thing. It's not a thing, you guys. So just, when you get into a relationship, tell whomever you're in the relationship with, whether you're male or female, to just cut the bullshit. You still love your wife. You just want something new once a year. It's fine. Just stop it with the fucking bullshit. Get me all riled up. Stop it. All of you out there with, like,
from the man who's been in one relationship.
And I never cheated on my guy. And Steven never cheated on me. But it's because I didn't desire it. But
because you were out of Steven's league.
Give me another 10 years and I would have been like, hey man, I want a different dick. What the fuck?
No. Yeah, you definitely, yes. But he was good. He was well off.
Okay, that's so stupid. Anyway, that's for another day. But all I'm saying is this, you know, if the person is flawed, you can still learn. You have to just remember that nobody's perfect, including you, and you're gonna want to help people, and you're gonna be flawed too. So it's like Stef, except Stef, he's perfect, so he can teach everybody.
I am perfect. I'm perfect at absolutely everything. There's nothing in this world that I can't do and that I won't do.
Right. So he can teach you
Anything, literally anything you could want. Religion, the Bible, I could tell you God is real or not, like everything. Just listen to me.
That's right. So listen to him.
Maybe I should write a book.
Maybe you should write. Maybe you should teach a course.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a Zoom professor?
Maybe they should just give me just every award.
Maybe you should start your YouTube channel and start teaching.
We're doing that, are we not?
Learn a lot from this guy about being perfect at everything, not making any mistakes. But anyhow,
Actually, that's why you learn from me. It's because I make so many mistakes and I'm not afraid to admit that.
I don't know about that part.
I'm not.
All right.
How many mistakes have I made that I admit to?
That's a very good question.
All of them.
That's a
All of
very good
them.
question. How many mistakes have you made
I
that you
admit to all of them.
admitted to?
I admit to all of
That's
them.
a really good question.
I admit to every single one of them. I phrased that very poorly. I really did. That sounded like a rhetorical question.
Oh my God.
That I should have said that I haven't admitted to.
Listen, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That's what the Bible says.
No. I do. I admit to my mistakes when I make them. I always do.
I think you should add a
Always
wink to that
improve.
stuff, or like an asterisk. Just be like a.
Marcus fucking, he's just joking around now, but
Yeah. I've never cheated on my wife.
I've never cheated on my wife. That's all I'm saying. I've never cheated on my wife.
No, we have a minute to go. We're working on like starting at 9:30, ending at 10:30 EST because like when we go
I don't
live,
even have a wife. That's how loyal I am. Just fix your mental blocks
Yeah.
and
How
get
do
over
they
it.
do that? You have 30 seconds. How do they do that? How do people
You
do
have
that?
to sit with it, and then you have to sit with it and think about it. Just sit with it. Think about it. Be like, hey, why is this in place? And then just resolve it from there. Literally just think about it. That's all it takes. Ask yourself the question, why do I think that I cannot achieve this? Is there something physically stopping me from doing it? Is there something that? And 100% of the time the answer is no, and therefore you can do it. You can logic your way out of it. So, because like if a fucking person, there's a pro drifter, he's like 17 and he's a triple amputee he's a double amputee. He has no arms and he's one of the best drifters in Formula Drift. He literally drives with his legs. So you have no excuses. That's what I'm saying. So figure it out. Like everything is in your head.
I'll give you a little bit more insights on this tomorrow, but well said. I'm very happy that we can talk about these things. This is a great forum. But that's it for today. We're very, very happy.
It's over, y'all.
Yeah. I hope LinkedIn gets back to
Get
me.
back to you. Next week we'll be live.
Yay. On everything. Alright. Sign off. I love you. And I love you. Can't exactly tell you that I love you if you're fucking doing anything else.
I was looking at you.
No, you were not. You were playing with your fucking shoe.
All the bitching.
Mm-hmm.